Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I was on the wrong screen as we were starting, but I think I've got us where we need to be now. So, welcome to Craft Spot Wednesday afternoon. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie, and I'm coming to you live from my craft studio in Wasaga Beach. And yes, it's trying to snow again. Well, it's not trying to snow. There's there's white stuff falling from the sky again. Again. It is uh, way too late in April. Mentally, I'm done. Blue Mountain has announced that they are open now through the weekend, and then they're going to be closed during the week, and then they're going to open up Easter weekend again, closing on the 21st of April, um, which is sort of a long ways away. But I'm ready for spring. I don't know about you. I suspect most of us are, but they need to bring it on, and they need to bring it on soon. So. Anyway, I'm just gonna tilt that ever so slightly because it was not where it was supposed to be. And I'm going to come over here to my Facebook page where hopefully I am live and I will be able to see your comments. So if you are here, do say hello. Let me know that you have joined me this afternoon and you are hopefully you're going to come along with me on my craft adventure. So um, not too much of an adventure this afternoon, I don't think. I'm playing with a couple of stamp sets, one that is quite new to me. I believe it was an online exclusive that came out in January, still available, called Elements of Text. I just got it recently, and I'm excited to play with it. This is actually the first time that I have played with it. So, um, yeah. Anyway, shall we do some crafting? Kathy, you're home. Oh no, Kelly. Sorry. I thought it was Kathy. And she's often still at work and gets in kind of late in the day. But it's Kelly. Kelly, I guess I think you are home now. I kind of think I saw that home. Not home from work, home from travels. But anyway, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so there's Kathy. Kathy, you are home. I saw that the K on the first name, I thought it was Kathy, and then I realized it was Kelly. Kathy and Kelly. And I know sometimes you're not home just yet, but clearly you are today, so that's awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, this is the Elements of Text stamp set that I mentioned. And when I stamped it the first time, it was kind of faint in these areas. Hey, Donna, welcome. And I thought, oh, I didn't get it inked properly. But now I'm looking at this, realizing that it is a little bit faint in some areas. But anyway, it makes it a wonderful background. So we're gonna play with this one a little bit. But something that I haven't done for a little while, and some of the people on my team and one of my customers were asking for some little reminders on mounting the stickers on your stamps. And I do this on my videos from time to time. I should probably just make a video just of this so that people could go look it up and be reminded. But until such time, I will do it on my lives from time to time. So, super easy way to mount the stickers onto your stamps. That's the red rubber stamps. Obviously, the photopolymers don't have stickers, but so they all punch out of the red rubber when you get them, and there is a backing on them. So you do want to take that backing off, and that you can just discard that. That is trash. And then you are going to go to your sticker sheet, and you will see that on the one side, the sticker is it's sliced in half, so it's got a place where you can pull it off. The other side is completely solid. So you're going to go to the side with the slice on it, but you're going to pick up the whole sticker. So I have both the sticker and the sticker backing in my hand, and I'm just going to put those down on my block. Okay. And I'm going to take the backing off of here, and this, you may have noticed that I kind of peeled this back a little bit to show you where it was sliced. That's not a bad idea because that helps to get things to come off easier when you're reaching in. If you have fingernails, it's not too difficult, but I know not all of us have fingernails of any length, and you don't need long ones. You just need them long enough to kind of poke at it. But if you just sort of pull it back a little bit before you take it off of the main sticker page, then you're all good. At this point, you're going to put your stamp face down on your work surface. And then I am going to come in and I'm going to possibly get in the camera a little bit because you want to hover right over the top. And if you do that, you can see the edge of the sticker. It's clear, but it's actually fairly easy to see. And then you are just going to put it down onto your stamp, give a nice press, and then it's just as this is just as if you were, going to stamp with this, but now your sticker has perfect placement on your stamp set. Super easy, okay? When you are finished with your stamps or for storing them, some people just put them right in here. They will stick on there, right? Because this is very similar to your block. Personally, and this is just a personal preference, I like to keep the red rubber outline. And then I just sort of press it back into there, not all the way down because then it'll just stick to your case and you don't need that. But this makes a really easy way to see that you have all your stamps back in the case. And I have, oh, look, incoming. Hello, Felix. You don't see the cats all day until you start your Facebook Live. Here, how about you go onto your chair beside me? That's a good boy. Wow, he actually did it. We'll see if he stays. How many times have you, realized you're missing a stamp from the case, or you've, found a stamp and you don't know where it goes, and you're opening everything up and doing a real sort through and all the rest of it. If you keep the red rubber, you can very quickly see that the one is missing, and then you can. I try very hard not to put this back on the shelf until all the stamps are back in it. And that's kind of my check. Works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. Okay, shall we use that stamp set now? I am going to use this one, the Elements of Text, as I said, and I am also going to use a sentiment, because I'm going to use Thinking of You from Simply Said. And I'm also mixing it up today. I feel like pause of approval. Yes, that's right. Yes, he was just checking to make sure we were working, I think. And now he's sitting down to supervise from afar, so it's all good. I'm also going to use the Spotlight on Nature, this flower sprig. So lots of different sets today, but that's the beauty of having choice and variety, isn't it? Okay, so here's what you need. Super easy. Standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This piece of cardstock is 5 by 3 3/4. I had originally cut pecan pie layer to go behind it so that it wasn't just basic beige on basic beige. But as you will see in a moment when I show you one of my sample cards, I sponged the edges, and then the pecan pie layer didn't quite look right. So anyway, so I abandoned that layer. What's Kathy got to say? Saw a demo, keep the sticky paper and put it on the stamp case and discard the red rubber. The sticky paper. Oh yes. So then you have if you did that, you would have a shape, because when you take the sticker off, you can still see that there's a stamp that goes there and there. I don't know. Do these stick to this? Don't know. It kind of feels like they do. Yes, apparently they do. So I guess you could do that as well. Um, but either way, you have a system so that you know if all your stamps are in place. Yes, it does leave the outline of the stamp. You are correct, Kathy. So there's a couple of ways to see if you have everything in there. And then I have another piece of basic beige that's 2.5 by 1.5. And this is for my sentiment. So look, that's all the cardstock that I used for this card. But it looks like it's got so much more, doesn't it? So as I mentioned, I have sponged these edges. And we're gonna do that plus a little bit more for us. And this, oh look, Felix, or maybe me. No, that's cat hair. Very, very faint in the back because I did this with basic beige ink, so it's very subtle. You could do it in pecan pie. This is pecan pie ink. You could do it in pecan pie. I would recommend stamping off if that's what you're going to do. But maybe we'll give that a try just to see how it looks, shall we? I need to grab a piece of scrap paper then, don't I? Okay, let's just bring this in. And here's our stamp. So I'm just going to, I'll give this a fold. A nice crease with my bone folder. Not that we ever lose stamps or anything in our, nothing left in the crafter math. Yes, things do tend to stack up and cover other things and all the rest of it. So this is a fairly large stamp. You certainly can take it to the ink pad, or you can take your ink pad to the stamp, whichever you prefer. Sometimes with the larger ones, it seems easier to move the ink pad around than the stamp to make sure you have everything covered. Oh, let's do it right side up, shall we? So I am going to stamp off with this. And then I am going to stamp this a little bit higher than middle. And we'll see if we don't like it. Guess what? We'll flip it over. Clean the stamp and go back to the basic beige. Okay. Well, it's pretty subtle. That could work. We'll see. We'll see when we put the flowers on, won't we? Whether it looks like it's enough of a difference. So this again is from the Spotlight on Nature. And I'm going to put this up quite close to the top so that not too much of it gets covered by my sentiment piece. And my sentiment this time, the thinking of you, is a little smaller than the happy anniversary. So I may be able to cut that piece a little bit smaller. I cut it the same size as this one. What do we think? Enough contrast? It's definitely darker for the flowers. Good. It was well inked down here, but this is where it does fade a little bit. So that's a little bit lighter. Oh, great. Here comes the big one. Look, it's Oscar. Okay, Oscar, you have to go sit with Felix. Okay. It's the rule. We don't want to see your butt in the Facebook Live. So maybe I'll leave that like that, the first one. Oh, like this one? You think this one is better with the where it's really faint? Sorry, I'm not sure. Kind of lost track of what my question was and what your answer is, Kelly. So there's the two. How's that? Does that help? One is very faint and one is a little bit soft. Yes, so Kelly likes this one. Okay, we can flip it over. I can do that on the back and then we can still make a choice unless I mess up the stamping. Then we go with the one that has the good stamping. Okay, let me just, sorry, need to clean the stamp if we're gonna use it again. Well, you always need to clean it. Kathy likes them both. Okay, well, let's do the other one, and then I will have to flip them, flip, flip, flip. But maybe we can see which one we want. The basic beige on basic beige is uh, a technique we use a lot, right? Just to get a tone on tone kind of look, and it's always subtle, but it's a great way just to add some depth and dimension and stuff in our stamping. So I do have, okay. Yes, it goes this way. I'm going to come right down about here and stamp this. Oh, sorry, I am perhaps wiggling everybody there. There we go. It's a little crooked, but probably won't your eye will likely be distracted when I put this flower on, so it's probably okay. So I don't know that we have storms coming or what, but the birds have been going nuts. Maybe it's just because it's spring. The birds have cleaned us out of seed. Not quite twice today because the second fill is not empty yet, but my goodness, they're eating a lot of food. Beauty of this can make your card as you like. Yes, yes, everybody, and there's so many choices in stamping, right? And there's no right or wrong. It's just all about choices and differences and what we like together and all that. Okay, so there's that one. It's kind of bothering me that the lines are not straight. Hmm. Don't know if you're gonna. I can see it from here. I don't know whether it will be all that noticeable in the long run, but we'll see. I will look away for a moment and see what I think after I get the sentiment done. Shall I? Okay. So I am going to go about here. The sentiment. Whoop. I was down in Markham all weekend for officially an artistic swimming competition. I still call it synchronized swimming. My old brain likes the sound uh, of the synchronized swimming. I mean, I was, we struggled to have synchronized swimming or recognized as a sport, and then they called it artistic swimming, which to me sounds less athletic. But anyway, I was at a competition all weekend. I was down in Markham. Thankfully, I have a friend in our club who lives in Markham. We used to get together a lot and practice and land drill and all that stuff, and we would travel to meets together. But anyway, I spent the weekend sleeping at her place, so that was awesome. I didn't have to come home, which would have been insane. But I we swam early Sunday morning, and then we were finished because we'd swam Friday night and Saturday as well. So I actually went to my old church in Markham. It was wonderful. I just kind of showed up and saw all my pals from my old church family. It was great. See, the problem with cutting this down is now I have to get it straight and even and all that stuff, and I don't think I quite have it even, but Sure. I should quit now. Stop now before you end up with nothing. Okay, so what I did on this card was I just sponged the edges with a sponge dauber. Um, but what I was thinking I would do this time is make a bit of a mess, probably. And I'm going to bring in, so I have back in the day, Stampin' Up! Sold sanding blocks. And if you're at our online retreat, we use this for some of the techniques. They also made a tool, and I know I have one, I just don't know where because I have not used it in forever, that would sort of tear, scrape, cut, uh, rough up the edge of your cardstock. Um, as I say, I'm not sure where that is. So I'm just going to sand this a bit to give it a little bit of a roughed up edge. Because I think the when I sponge the edge, then it will give it just a little different look. When you do this, of course, you are sanding off the paper, and it makes a very fine dust. So my office is dusty. It's not my fault. I'm not sure how much is done, but it's that little thing that tears at the edge was a wonderful tool because you didn't have to, this one sort of bends at the paper, but look, my fingernail also works. So this is just kind of roughing up the edge a bit. Maybe because I sanded it, it's a little bit softer because I didn't think that would happen just with your fingernail. But, we're giving it a go, right? I'll just try it. And then I'm going to bring in my, let's go set it aside before I do the second one. Any idea oh no, relatively fine. This one is quite fine. This one is fine as well. They might even be the same. I'm not sure. And this actually, what do I have in the box here? This is, I don't think it's any rougher. I think it's just that it's new. So no, I would say something in the fine department. Not that you couldn't use something a little bit rougher, but it's one of those, if you have some sandpaper around, give it a try, see what you think, see if it try it, maybe don't try it live like me. Try it just on a piece of cardstock that you maybe don't plan to use if it doesn't end up working the way you want it to. Okay, so I'm not altogether certain that looks a whole lot different than what we had going on here. I don't honestly think I accomplished anything with that. I think you need a little bit more to rough it up more, but I don't as I said, I'm not sure where that other tool is. It was like did it look like? It was about this big, had a round top, and it had all little grooves in to what's this? We don't want dust in this. Uh, little grooves that you could run your paper through, almost like a knife sharpener, but on a small scale. Look at that, makes it, I mean, different. Going straight down the cardstock. It looks perhaps a little more ruffled until you wipe the dust off. Then you realize it was just your paper pieces looking ruffled, or your paper dust. This does allow you to be a little firmer though, without bending the cardstock when you go straight with the edge of it. An experiment, right? That's why I call this my crafting adventure, because you know, some days we're not quite sure exactly where we're going to go with all this. Okay, it's perhaps a little bit more roughed up than the sentiment. Not sure, but we'll stop there. And oops, oh yes, I closed this so I wouldn't get dust in it, didn't I? Just come back with my sponge dauber. So when you're using a sponge or a sponge dauber or anything like that, if you put it quite perpendicular to your edge, you get a very fine line. And if you bend it in more, you get more, obviously, on the top of the card. So you can come in as much as you want, depending on how much you want this to show. I wanted it to be a little more smudged than just the line to define the edge. So that's why I'm tilted in a little bit more than I am sometimes when I do this technique. So it was always one of the first techniques you learn as a new stamper, wasn't it? Sponging, especially back in the day, because we didn't have all the goodies that we have these days. So you needed to do things to make things look a little bit different and add more texture and interest and all the rest of it. So, okay, so there we go. There's my thinking of you. So this is a little bit smaller than the last one. And now what I'm going to do, I have this gold, twisted gold thread, I do believe it is called. It is on the last chance list. So if you love it, you should get it now, because when it is sold out, it is gone. This little piece here that I cut the first one too long. I had too many ideas and some of them didn't work. So it's going to make that a little bit smaller. And I want this, I think I'm going to put this, maybe we'll do it over here this time, just to be different. Okay, so I want some adhesive on the back of this part. And then I am just going to wrap these. I like about 3 layers generally when I'm doing this sort of thing. So it's just a little bit longer. That off, and then I'm going to just plunk this down, kind of to come out here and out. I don't know that I want it that forward. So I played with this like three ways to Sunday when I made that original card. So we may need to play with it again. I think maybe a little bit closer, eh? It looks a little funky. Very sticky on the back. Does that look kind of long? It's a little bit long, doesn't it? I think I just need to lift this whole thing, whoop, and make it all a little bit shorter. Okay, easier said than done, right? When you're working with something sticky. Cut a little bit off of that so that it naturally becomes shorter. And then this piece, I'm just going to pick it up and rebuild it rather than on my fingers. Before I cut that, let's take a look here, see what we think. I kind of like that. Okay. See, again, just sort of playing around with things. Okay. that's it for the gold thread. And then I'm going to put this on with dimensional. So I'm going to put, because this cording is very thin, or if you use linen thread, it too is very thin, you can put it right over. Stay down. Just stay down. Put you right onto that sticky stuff there. You can put it right over your cord. If you use ribbon or something that is a little thicker, you do not want your dimensionals on top of it because they won't hold well. It won't sit well. And you're probably not going to be really pleased with the longer term results, shall we say, as in when you finally send it to someone. Endeavor to get this on straight. Go, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on here. Pop the whole thing up. I do have that layer of color, but I just want it to have some dimension. So we'll just pop the whole thing up. Oh, so the story about the church was I hadn't planned to go. But I usually take cards down to them. That's one of the card ministries that I support. So I'm going back in 4 weeks because Nationals is at the same pool. I don't know if I'll be able to go to church because I think we swim Sunday morning for Nationals. But I did tell the pastor I would drop off some cards. He sends thinking of you cards. So he just likes thinking of you. He's okay with hello or something along those lines, but he doesn't want sympathy. He doesn't want get well. He doesn't want anything like that. I think he just likes the flexibility of being able to use any card for any purpose. So that's what I do for him. These are the Earth Tone Shimmer. Yes, Earth Tone Shimmer gems. And they too are on the last chance list. So if you like these gems, white garden green, no, crumb cake. Oh, I guess these are crumb cake. Very vanilla. No, this is crumb cake. Very vanilla, garden green, and copper clay. I'll be fine. Anyway, they're whitish, beige, green, and coppery brown. How's that? For some very official colors. Anyway, I thought they went well with the basic beige cardstock. And picked up a little bit of the pecan pie as well. Okay, so there we go. There's oh, I have bits of stuff everywhere here. I probably have dust everywhere too. Here we go. Exactly the same, only different. The sandpaper on there did not really change that a whole lot. I have seen some people actually, you can tear this edge. I could have torn it and that would have made it a little bit softer and different. Maybe that'll be the next one, eh? But these have square edges. So, alrighty. Let me just come back here and do that. There we go. So that's your card for today. I hope you like it. It's monochromatic, which is something that I like to do from time to time. And it gave me the opportunity to play with that really cool elements of text background stamp. I don't think you would use that as your main focal stamp, but I do love it for backgrounds. And there's different shapes and things in that stamp set, as we saw when I was mounting them. Three different shapes, and then there's splatters. We love splatters too. So this is a good one for creating texture and things on your cards. Interesting backgrounds with just some simple stamping. So, okay, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again really soon. I will be back tomorrow night, Thursday evening, starting at 7 for Connie's Craft Along. So the email for that did go out, and it will be on social media uh, later this evening, I believe, and tomorrow around this time, I believe. But you will find it. And if you're on my mailing list, you will certainly have it in your email. So hope you'll join me for that. We have a fun fold that we'll be doing again. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Enjoy your evening, and we will see you all again really soon. Bye for now.